Greetings, everybody, and welcome to the Universal Freemason Research Society's PowerPoint presentation of How to Read Morals and Dogma. We're going to discuss today a few things. We're going to look at why we should be reading Morals and Dogma anyway, who is Albert Pike, a little bit, and we're going to go forward and hopefully I can motivate you to read this book and find some have some self-discovery about why you feel certain ways. Take time to be introspective, which is important for any kind of self-improvement. Let's move forward, and we'll talk about to understand the book. It helps to know the author. The author is Albert Pike. He was born in Boston, Massachusetts on December 29th, 1809. His father was a cobbler. His mother was a school teacher, and we'll come back to that in just a minute. Pike was a general also in the Confederacy, something that I'm not fond of based on our perception modern day of the Confederacy's racist past, but we'll skim about that a little bit. Pike was also a very prevalent attorney in his time. He passed the Harvard entry exam at the age of 17, and I think this comes back to getting his passion for education from his mother, who was a school teacher. I'm sure that if anybody's homework was turned in on time, it was Albert Pike's, and I'm sure that if there was a straight A student, Albert Pike was that kid. Pike also became a teacher. Looks like following after his mother's footsteps. A lot of us who grew up with the mom and dad in the household will always know that dad was usually the disciplinarian, but he was always also the one that we looked up to, wanted to follow us. He was supposed to be the example to us of how to go forward, provide a living daily for your family. I'm sure Pike was close to his father, but it looks like his mother is the one, just like most of our mothers influence us throughout our lifetime. And it looks like that he followed her path as being a teacher. And he did teach in several schools. You can do some research on your own, and you'll look at the life of Albert Pike, and you'll find that he was taught in several schools and followed that passion. And as you read Morals and Dogma, you're also going to find that he was a very well-rounded researcher. He not only he was able to look at the degrees, the Masonic degrees, and he was able to go as far back as ancient Greece and even farther back than that. And he was able to research and tell you exactly where a particular degree came from, how it related to the early Gnostics, even the early Greek philosophy, early Christian philosophy. He covers the whole gamut. So we can see from his passion for research that his mother's being a teacher really must have influenced him. I don't believe that he was ever a cobbler like his father. No shame in being a cobbler, but it looks like that his he was more proficient, not with his hands, but with his mind. Morals and Dogma was published in 1871. You will find as you read Morals and Dogma that there are some pretty old words. It's not as old of words as what you're going to find if you read the Bible, the old King James Version. It's not ye, thee, and yea, but some of the words we just don't use anymore. I find, and we'll cover this a little bit later, I find that it is very helpful to read Morals and Dogma actually online. When you come across a word that you don't understand very well, I know that my iPad has an option where I can hold my finger on a word and it will give me a choice to either copy or define the word. And when I push define, 9 times out of 10, sometimes 8 times out of 10, there is a definition that will pop up there from an online dictionary. Another point to know about Albert Pike is that he was a 33rd degree Scottish Rite Mason. He did start his Masonic path in the Royal Arch degrees, which is important to know also because you're going to read a lot of Royal Arch philosophies mixed in with in Morals and Dogma, mixed in really well with the Scottish Rite degrees. The two do mesh very well anyway, and you can tell that his start was definitely in a Royal Arch degree. So what's the difference between Royal Arch and Scottish Rite Masons? Very briefly, your Royal Arch Mason is generally a lot more Christian-minded. Knights Templar degree of Freemasonry is related into the Royal Arch degree, and their pledges to defend the Christian faith. Scottish Rite Masons aren't so Christian, but we are all seeking the Spirit of God. So either if you're Royal Arch or Scottish Rite, matters not. You're still seeking the same God, but you are as a Royal Arch, you are more Christ-minded, if that makes sense. So any questions, you can always email me, and we'll cover that later too. Okay, let's go forward. So why read Morals and Dogma anyway? We all have copious amounts of time that we'd love to spend on YouTube laughing at stupid cat tricks and dogs doing fun things and, humans being human. So why even take a minute to even try to read or study this book that was published in 1871? What does it matter to me anyway? Why should I do this? My opinions here are, whether you're initiated or not into Freemasonry, Masonic philosophy can and does improve lives, and it does improve societies for the better. That's really the number one reason. If you are looking for a time to be introspective, if you're trying to make improvements to yourself, it is really helpful to set some time aside, some quiet time, read a few pages of Morals and Dogma, understand certain Masonic philosophies. These things will help you. It certainly has helped me to be introspective, find the ugly things about myself that I really don't like, and be able to take time and work on these things. Nobody's ever going to be perfect, but it does help very much to take some introspective time away from the electronics, away from the texting, away from the phone calls, and take time, read a few pages of Morals and Dogma once a week, and we'll also cover that in a second. And have some introspection, learn some philosophies about humanity, learn about yourself, and make those changes. If you are a Freemason, if you are initiated into Freemasonry, Morals and Dogma is very, very important and very pertinent to your Masonic path, in my opinion. A lot of times we go through the degrees and we go through the ritual, and we do it out of form and out of a habit. We go to our Masonic meetings, and it's easy to go through the motions. If you take some time really understand what your rituals mean, what the symbols mean at their base root, you can better make these symbols mean something more to you personally. And that's really what Freemasonry is about, is to take a symbol, make it personal to you, and that can help you when you see a symbol. It helps you to focus and remember your obligations to yourself and to your family, and be a better Mason and be a better human being. In order to understand the deeper meanings of the Masonic degrees, it is important to remember that these origins of Masonic philosophy come from a wide range of places, a wide range of ideals, a wide range of religions, a wide range of just about everything, life paths, you name it. Morals and Dogma covers these things, and it helps to know that everything is pretty much connected. While reading Morals and Dogma, you'll find that every philosophy, every religion, every form of thought started from somewhere. They're all connected together, which makes it really hard to become dogmatic about one form of thought. Morals and Dogma will help you to open your mind to different religions, philosophies, and you will find that it's all connected anyway. Sure, one person thinks a little differently than the other, but we cannot ever claim to have the truth because we believe in one path. We have to remember that there's many truths all around us. I'm not saying that you always have to accept personally and become a different religion or shun your own religion or shun your own Masonic path because somebody else has that path, and you should be at least understanding where they're coming from. I'm not saying that, but what I am saying is that it helps to not be judgmental when you understand that how everything is connected. Morals and Dogma will help you to understand that. Now let's move forward. Let's talk a little bit about the Universal Freemason Research Society. It's at universalfreemason.org. The chicken came a little bit before the egg on this one. Morals and Dogma study was actually started on February 1st of 2013. The Universal Freemason Research Society, or Universal Freemason, started in May of 2014. And what had happened was there was such a huge response to the Morals and Dogma study. That's at masonicme.com. It's been read all around the world. Every Sunday when I post the study, I have countries that I don't even know, I've never even heard of before, and hundreds of people. At this point, we're at about 17,000 hits. I think I'm a little more than that, but I'm going off of memory, and numbers aren't my thing. There was such a huge response that it actually spawned the idea to start an educational corporation that I could be able to sit here and talk to the general public and fellow Masons as well about philosophies, authors, anything else pertaining to Freemasonry. The Universal Freemason Research Society is here to educate everybody about what these philosophies mean without spilling any secrets, really. I mean, I'm never going to divulge anything that happens in the lodge room or anything like that. But this is open to all, and the reason why it was formed is, as I say, Masonic philosophy, initiated or not, can and does change lives and societies for the better. I really believe that. That's a little bit about Universal Freemason Research Society and how it pertains to the Morals and Dogma ideal of study. And we're going to talk about that now. Here's your motivation and some help. There are 32 chapters of Morals and Dogma, but please don't be overwhelmed by that. You can read a few pages every week on your personal time. Just 1 or 2, 3 pages. Take notes about what your perceptions are. You can read along weekly with me at masonicme.com. And what I do is I copy and paste the text of Morals and Dogma, a paragraph or 2 at a time. I add my own commentary at the end of that, and it's usually in bold italics. And in the very beginning, I didn't use bold italics, so if you start from chapter 1 at masonicme.com, you will find that the words kind of get lost within each other about when am I talking and when is Pike. But you can read along weekly at masonicme.com. You can either use the comment section to participate and add your own commentary. Of course, I do kind of watch the comments are coming in, and I do have to accept the comments just because sometimes we get negative things that come through. Not very often, though. Or you can email me at universalfreemasons03@gmail.com, and I can add your comments that way as well. So this masonicme.com and the Morals and Dogma study was actually meant to be a study where everybody could add their commentary should they want to. And I'm really happy when I get comments. And it's not every week that I do, and I appreciate the ones that I do. So I'm really happy to hear from you. But once again, do not be overwhelmed by the length of the book. There are several chapters. Some chapters are longer than the others. Chapter 1 through 3 for Blue Lodge Freemasons are especially helpful. The 4 through 32 are working on the higher degrees of the Scottish Rite Freemasonry, and that's helpful to Scottish Rite Masons and, as I say, the general public as well. There's plenty in there that's very helpful for self-improvement. And all are welcome. The weekly study is free. I encourage you, please join me. You can also read Morals and Dogma with no commentary on your own at sacred-text.com. And sacredtext.com is a very good resource for all sorts of esoteric books. It's free to use. The people that run the site are excellent. They keep a very good database there. Morals and Dogma is there. You just have to do a quick search on their little search column there to find it. They do a really good job of that, and that's where I actually copy and paste the Morals and Dogma from onto masonicme.com. You can buy hard copies of Morals and Dogma on eBay. There are usually, you'll find probably 5 to 10 copies at a time on a weekly basis. You can also buy hard copies at the Scottish Rite store at scottishrite.org. Either way you do it is great. I have a hard copy and I read it online. And just remember to enjoy your experience in learning. Enjoy your experience in self-reflection and self-improvement. Morals and Dogma will help you with that. Reading Morals and Dogma will help you with that. And I'm almost out of time. I promised that this will never be more than 20 minutes long, and I'm just about there now. I'm going to go a little over. A new day has begun for your self-improvement. Morals and Dogma will help you. I'm happy to answer any questions you might have. I don't claim to be an expert, but I do have a passion about Morals and Dogma. I love the book. Read it every week. And I usually can't wait until Sunday rolls around when I'm doing it again. Please join me there. You can link to Masonic Me at universalfreemason.org. You'll also find that there's an online museum there. I do some short essays, and I have links to other good Masonic educational sites, from ranging everywhere from Prince Hall to I even to Blue Lodge Masonry. I even have a site there to get you to gnosis.org if you want to study some esoteric philosophies that relate to Freemasonry as well. And with that, my name is Johnny Asher, President and Founder of Universal Freemason Research Society. Thanks for taking time and joining me today. And at this point, we'll end. Have a good one. I will probably be posting more of these on either bi-weekly or monthly basis. Have a great day.